On the Mount of Olives, 3 nights before his crucifixion, Jesus pulled his closest disciples aside. They were terrified. The air was thick with the scent of betrayal. They knew the end was coming. But Jesus was not focused on his death. He was focused on what would happen after. He pointed to the space in front of them, a space that looked empty to the naked eye, but vibrated with a hum that only the soul could hear. "The portal?" he said. "It only opens for certain souls. Not everyone. Not most people. Only those who carry the mark." Peter, the rock upon which the church would be built, trembled. He asked the question that has haunted every seeker for 2,000 years. "Master, how do we know if we are one of them?" Jesus looked at each of them with eyes that held the weight of galaxies. "If you are asking the question, Peter, you already know the answer. Right now, watching Tease, you are asking the same question Peter asked. Am I chosen? Is there a way out? I am going to show you how to know for certain whether the monad portal will open for you. Because Jesus was right. It does not open for everyone. It is not a democracy. It is a frequency lock. But if you are here, listening to this, there is a reason. Let me show you what it is. To understand the portal, you must stop thinking like a religious person and start thinking like a physicist. Jesus never said everyone would access the kingdom. He said the path was narrow and few would find it. For centuries, the church taught that this was a judgment, that God was choosing favorites based on moral behavior. That was a lie. It wasn't judgment. It was mechanics. The monad portal operates on a specific frequency resonance. It acts like a cosmic tuning fork. It only opens for consciousness vibrating at that specific pitch. The chosen ones are not chosen because they are superior. They are not chosen because they pray the hardest or give the most money. They are chosen because their souls agreed to carry a specific frequency in this lifetime. Before they incarnated in the halls of the Pleroma, they volunteered. I will go down, I will enter the density. And then I will remember. That frequency is encoded in their DNA. It is etched into their etheric body. It is why they have always felt different, why nothing in this world quite satisfies them, why they search for something they cannot name in books, in relationships, in travel, but never find it. That restlessness, that is the frequency trying to activate. That is the homaging signal of the monad. Jesus could see who carried this frequency. That is why he taught the masses in parables, but gave the gnosis the direct method. The parables were for the sleepers. The portal was for the waking. And here is the secret. The portal is not a passive door. It is alive. It is conscious. When someone with the right frequency gets close enough, the portal recognizes them. It begins to open, not because you forced it, but because the recognition is mutual. The 5 signs of the keyholder. Jesus taught his disciples how to recognize if they were keyholders. If you have 3 or more of these signs, the portal will open for you. It is not a question of if, but when. SIGN1. The alien origin point. You have always felt since you are a child that you do not belong here. This is not depression. This is not social anxiety. This is abondip, knowing that Earth is not your home. You feel like an observer, a traveler stuck in a strange land where the customs make no sense. This is soul memory, the chosen ones incarnated from higher dimensions. They carry that dimensional frequency in their consciousness. That foreignness is what the portal recognizes. It is the passport. SIGN2. Reality glitches. You experience glitches in the matrix. Déjà vu. That is too precise to be coincidence. Moments where time speeds up or slows down. Objects disappearing and reappearing. Most people dismiss these as brain misfires. You know better. These glitches happen because your frequency is already partially overlapping with the portal's dimension. You are phasing in and out. The portal is testing the connection. SIGN3. Dimensional perception. You feel energy that others cannot. You walk into a room and immediately know what happened there. You meet someone and sense their entire emotional state, their grief, their deceit without them saying a word. This is not just empathy. This is dimensional perception. Your consciousness is already operating partially in the frequency where the portal exists. You are seeing the code behind the simulation. Sign 4. The initiation of suffering. This is the sign people resist most. Your suffering has been extreme, unusual, and purposeful. Jesus said, "Blessed are those who are persecuted." Why? Because intense suffering shatters the normal frequency. It breaks the conditioning of the matrix. It forces consciousness to either collapse or expand. The chosen ones are those who expanded. Your trauma was not random bad luck. It was an initiation. It burned away the false ego, leaving only the core frequency, the key that fits the lock. Sign 5. They called the algorithm of God. You are watching this video right now. This is not manipulation. This is how the portal works. It does not wait passively. It calls. It orchestrates synchronicities that lead you exactly where you need to be to hear the activation codes. If something pulled you here, despite the chaos of the internet, that pull was the portal itself, recognizing you. It is drawing you closer. It is preparing to open. Preparing for the event horizon. If you have the signs, you need to prepare. Because when the portal opens, it is not subtle. People ask, why doesn't it open for everyone? Isn't that cruel? No. It is mercy. The monad is infinite, undiluted consciousness. When you pass through the portal, your individual identity dissolves. For someone whose consciousness is still attached to the ego, to money, to status, that dissolution feels like death. They panic. They shatter psychologically. The portal stays close to protect them. But for you, you have been prepared. Here is the protocol for readiness. Step 1. Stabilize the signal. Your consciousness emits a frequency based on your dominant state. Most humans oscillate wildly. Fear, joy, anxiety, boredom. The portal cannot lock on to an unstable signal. You must practice neutrality. When fear comes, observe it, but do not become it. Return to your baseline. The more stable your frequency, the faster the portal opens. Step 2. Clear the threshold. Unresolved trauma creates static. You must do the shadow work. You must forgive not because they deserve it, but because your resentment is a heavy weight that keeps you tethered to the ground. You cannot fly with rocks in your pockets. Step 3. Trust the timing. Jesus said, "No one knows the day or the hour." You cannot force the portal. Desperation drops your frequency. You must exist in a state of active waiting. You know it is coming. You are ready. But you do not rush. When the portal opens for a chosen one, reality cracks. You will feel a pressure in your chest, a pulling sensation at the crown of your head. Time will stop, and you will see it, a doorway of light and geometry. You will face a choice. Step through or stay. If you are truly chosen, you will not be able to resist. You will step through. On the other side, you will remember what you are. You are the monad. You are the universe experiencing itself. And when you return to your body, you will be changed forever. You cannot go back to who you were. You become a living portal. Your presence alone will begin to activate others. You won't need to preach. You won't need to argue. Just being in the room will change the frequency of everyone around you. Are you one of them? You already know the answer. You have known since the first minute of this video that knowing inside you that quiet certainteous, the only confirmation you need. The portal is calling. It led you here. And now that you know, the process has accelerated. I want you to seal this recognition. Go to the comments below and write, "I am chosen." Not as ego, but as recognition of the contract you signed before you were born. If you have felt the portal opening, tell us your story. Your testimony might be the key that unlocks someone else. The monad is calling. The door is unlocking. Are you ready to walk through?